I'm Sid, and these are my best friends. My mom, Kim, my dad, Ty, and my sister, Maddie, who before starting her own adventure, joined us in rocking out a state-of-the-art refit on our floating home. Now, we're ready to set sail to die with memories, not dreams, and live dauntless.
All right, guys, we are on our way to the Miami Boat Show, and we just came from Fort Pierce, which we just delivered our boat from Savannah to Fort Pierce, and then we turned around the next day and drove to Savannah to get the other car, Sydney's stuff, because she's going on vacation, and yeah, and then go down to the boat show to see you guys and shoot some video and interview some people and see some cool stuff. And our friends Dave and Colleen in Fort Pierce said, hey, I know you couldn't rent a car because all the car rental companies were empty, and you're gonna make a round trip, so why don't you take that? So I gotta drive a Model S, baby.
So we have batteries from the Model S in the 450.
Yeah,
that's right.
So we're gonna get to drive the car that has the same battery system setup and modules that our boat has. So that is
very
super cool. I'm so excited to do this.
And it's so fast.
Thank you so much, Dave and Colleen, for being so generous with everything. We literally could not do any of this without you. So thank you.
Thanks. Dauntless is in the background. Wave goodbye.
Bye.
We'll see you guys soon.
See you at the boat show.
How does it feel to drive a Tesla?
Quiet, it's fast. It makes that little sound when you accelerate really fast. It's really cool. There we go. Automatically charging. Look at that power. Oh, that sucks. Come on, man. Give me more power than that. 72 kilowatts. All right, so for our new Go Fast Dinghy, we put a 90-horse Suzuki outboard on it, and we know we're going to be in a lot of shallow water in the intercoastal in Florida, plus, of course, over in the Bahamas and everywhere else we're going to go. And she does squat a little bit because the motor's really heavy. So I was looking for something that would help us plane up a little better, and I had that dolphin wing thing that you put on top, and it was okay, but nothing protects the prop until I found Dale's stuff at Hydro Shield. So tell us what it does.
I appreciate it, thank you. Well, the Hydro Shield is a skeg-mounted hydrofoil. It creates lift to the stern of the boat, so what that will do is get you up on plane much faster and allow you to be on plane at lower speeds and lower RPM settings. Customers typically report getting on plane 50 to 60% faster and getting on plane 800 to 1200 RPM less to be on plane. What that translates to is a marked improvement in fuel economy at the mid-range, upwards of 8% fuel savings, better handling, much tighter turn, and protection for the prop and skeg in the event of a grounding, be it rocks, coral, oyster beds, or sandbars. So just a great combination of performance and protection.
Yeah, and so we're going to tell you how it works, and if they want to find you, how do they find you?
You can contact us at HydroShield at www.hydroshield.com.
And when we review it, we'll put a link so you'll be able to find them, and you can click right through that to get to Dale. All right, thanks, guys.
Parents, they were smart and great. They knew that Progressive couldn't wait.
Work still happens at the boat show, but in between the work, we had tons of fun and ate lots of yummy food.
What are you doing? I'm trying to put the seat up for you.
Hey, Sid, tell everybody why we're putting the seat up.
Because we gotta take the shaggin' wagon to dinner because Uber's really expensive.
We're on a budget.
That's why we bought a sunken boat.
was right.
And a minivan.
We enjoyed meeting everyone so much. Thank you all for your support and for following our adventure. We needed to med-moor our stern to the dock so that it would be easy for us to unload all of our sheet goods from the tender lift so that we could actually get that baby working and get our shiny new Pearl out of the water and in her proper spot.
Okay, so today is kind of my first project here since we've been down here in Florida. As you know, we brought the boat down and we hit the boat show, and that was a ton of fun. And now we're back at Casa de la Leopard 50, as you can see another one back there. And I'm doing my first real project in warm water and warm weather with short sleeves and all of that. And I'm super excited about it. Yesterday, we took everything off the platform and got that over there on the dock because we're going to be making those floor panels and getting all of our wall pieces put in and built for the port forward cabin as we go along. But I needed space to get our dinghy out of the water. So we got this fancy new tender, our Go Fast dinghy, and she's been sitting in the water from dragging her from Georgia down here and then stagnant for like a week and a half. And she's starting to get a little funky on the bottom, and we can't have that. It is going to have to be a temporary setup because I don't have the battery system set up in the house, and I'm going to use a big monster Victron 12 volt guy right here. It's 150 amp hour, something like that. And we're going to temporarily wire them up with some switches so we can raise and lower the platform and get our precious new baby Pearl out of the water. So first thing I had to do is I had to get some lugs to go on the new motors. And when we took the lugs off, the old motors, took the old motors out, I literally just cut the wires and got rid of them because we were going to throw the motors away anyway, so it didn't make a difference. So this lug is a 2-aught cable, and the problem is it's a little wide. So what I had to do was I had to take it and neck it down and turn. Let me put this camera down here. All right, I had to turn this into this. I know it's not terribly pretty, but I'll put some anti-corrosion on it. And there's a recess in the side of the winch motors that this has to sit down into. And without trimming it down, well, it wasn't gonna fit. So all 4 of those are done, positive and negative on each motor. Once I get that hooked up and crimped in and all the wires clean, because those were clean, which is awesome, then I can move over to the contactors. And the contactors are basically just a kind of a big solenoid deal that when you give a signal to turn on and turn off, that's what will signal the motor and allow the big power to go through to turn the motors outboard and inboard. Huh. Pretty good solution, I guess, or explanation. All right, welcome to my office. We are in the starboard aft engine room, or at least the back half of me is. And this motor right here is what picks up the starboard strap for the tender lift. So, and I know tender lift's a brand name, it's like Kleenex, but our tender lifting platform, swim platform, whatever they call it, runs with 2 big Warren winches. They're actually kind of off-road winches. They're their lifting series, but the way this works is that attached to a whole ton of sensors, which we're not going to use because there's no warranty, and frankly, I think this is a much easier solution. There's big Dyneema straps, which we're adding on, not nylon, that attach to the platform. And when you release this big locking handle and you let out the winch, it unrolls and the big mechanism acts like a scissor, and it slides down and out so that it clears the actual sugar scoops. So the cable connections go to some contactors behind me. So what I'm doing crawling up in here is I'm gonna take these wires, I'm gonna cut them loose, strip them back and confirm that there's no corrosion on the inside, and then gonna put lugs on these guys to bolt to here so that we can then go over there and turn on the controls and wire up the battery and try to get our dinghy up out of the water today. So here we go. Picking up where I left off yesterday, I had got all of the new battery switches in and the fuses for the lift platform done, and now I just need to temp in a battery down in the electrics cabinet where normally the inverters and all that stuff go, and then redo all of the lugs, of course, on the motors, because I got the right lugs this time. And once all that's done here in about 2 hours, I'm hoping, I've got about 25 lugs to do, then I think we're going to be ready to test it and get that dinghy up on the platform. All right, as most of you know, or everybody knows if you've been here a bit, we've got no power on the boat, but I need to get that tender up in the air because, well, it's just getting growth on it, and she's brand new and shiny. So I'm kind of doing a temporary and a permanent solution. So I've gone through and I have
How do you do a temporary and a permanent
I'm explaining
solution?
that. So originally I was just going to take a battery and put it down in the starboard engine room and just do jumper wires from a battery to the contactors to run the lift motors to pull the lifting platform back up and down. But then that's just more lugs and more wire, and I have no place to put the battery. And so I jumped forward and said, hey, why don't I just fix all of the wiring from the main bus bars in, put new switches in, and then when we get all the real nice bus bars, we can just swap it out. So what I've done is I take got this AGM Victron battery. It's 12 volt, 230 amp, and it's heavy as hell. It's got to weigh 3 times what one of those Tesla modules weigh. Anyway, I am just hooking up the power through the main house switch. The only thing that's hooked up to the main house switch is going to be the lifting platform, which is another switch. That will run power to those contactors out there, and when we push the switches, click, click, well, it's going to come on and run. So right now, all I'm doing is connecting the final wires to this battery. These are the 2 grounds that go directly to the lifting system, and this is the main 4-aught cable, which is the 12-volt power supply through the main switch. So I'm just hooking these guys up here. And I'm trying to hook these up here. Kim,
Yeah.
I need you to put the camera down and help me.
What can I do?
No, I need you to put the camera completely down. Help me. Spin that bolt.
I can spin a bolt. Can you wiggle them? Here you go. Keep wiggling. Alright, you'll need to tighten it with the wrench, but at least they're on there. See, I didn't need to put the camera down.
Turn on the main house supply.
House battery is on.
Okay. Turn on the switch to the lifting platform.
Lifting platform on.
12.63 volts. I'm getting ready to put the secondary strap on, and I've got our tie off for the platform so we can slowly lower it with some help. Kim is over here putting the camera up so we can see this from afar. She's struggling a bit. But those Joby, they're great, but they're really kind of a pain in the butt to get in place. So anyhow, here we go. I'm going to show you putting the straps in, how they go together, and then we'll get the crew over on the boat and see if we can't make this thing happen. Let's just get it started. And the screw sticks out the bottom. We've got 3 holes. Get this one started. So super simple, 3 screws, and this never gets lowered out past this. So the strap's 14.5 feet long roughly, and at its lowest position there's still several wraps of this on here, so it's wrapped over top of itself, so the weight of the lifting platform is never pulling on these screws. And this is also 2-inch Dyneema. It is not nylon. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is run these winches in a little bit with some help so I can get the line, the extra slack pulled in on the line. Then I'm going to wrap this system up again. So what you see here is we've got this bow line tied off to the side of the platform. It's then wrapped around this, which is going to act kind of like a winch. And we've got 6 wraps on here, and then it's tied back to that cleat over there. So we'll have 1 person on each side, and they will slowly lower it down to about 1 foot, and then tie it back off to the cleats so that we can, I can stand on it, I can get down there and replace the cotter pins and put the other end of the strap on the actual lifting mechanism. So let me go rally the troops.
Now for a test run before we pull the dinghy up out of the water. All right, here we go.
Don't you do it! My camera!
Almost done.
Looks good.
Does look good. We do have the tiniest little bit of barnacle growth. It kind of feels like 240 grit on the bottom of the boat, but it wipes off with the Scotch-Brite. So I'll wipe it down after I finish power washing it, and then I'll be done.